When they returned home, she could feel her anxiety taking over her every sense. Her father glared at her, he was red in anger, and he could just murder her, but he walked away, going to his room and slammed the door shut. She rushed to her room without wasting another second and locked the door. Was it all? All it took was a warning from someone on a higher position to shut him up? She took out her cell and looked at the text from Jungkook. It was a feeling she never had before, receiving text from someone other than work. Jungkook, I'm only one text away. She felt loved and worth everything she thought she never deserved. He started to make her feel she deserved to live. She was hesitant before coming home. A part of her was scared and doubted how Jungkook let her go home so easily, knowing her situation. But she knew it. It was her family and she needed to handle it herself. But this move made her trust him more than she had developed in him. He was an experienced man. He must have saw something she couldn't. All the time onwards, she didn't face any problem relating to her parents. Guess they knew if Jungkook said anything, he was not bluffing. Her father, however, tried to make her reject this. Jungkook came time to time to take her for wedding shopping. They went to make every arrangement together, whether it be hall booking or flower setup, the decoration or the cake, the dresses or their dates and night. Vine stood in Jungkook's room, the room decorated elegantly with white flowers and scented candles. It gave away such decent and classy look, she admired every bit of it. Her heartbeat rose up knowing it was her room from now on. It was their wedding night. The room was beauty on its own. Jungkook entered the room not so long after her and closed the door behind him. I'm sorry, I had to take care of a few things, he said as he walked towards where she stood in front of the dressing. He stopped in front of her and she couldn't tell how he was so calm. He reflected his soft, handsome smile and with a little tilt of head he asked, nervous? His eyes shifted a little towards her hands and they were shaking slightly. Wine. No, not at all. She dismissed, moving her hands behind her back and turned towards the mirror. Cute. Jungkook thought as he stepped behind her and looked at her through the reflection of mirror. A sense of pride bloomed in his chest, seeing her standing in his room dressed as his bride. She was his. He put his hands on her shoulders. What's on your mind? He asked. Wine. You're glowing. Jungkook chuckled. He slid his hands down her arms and wrapped them around her waist, back hugging her. Jungkook, it's been quite some time I was this happy and genuinely. Wine, I just can't get that contract out of my head. It was good for your business and you know it too. I feel like I was the cause of its termination. Jungkook, we have talked about this wine. The contract was never signed, and I could do that. Give him the branch, help a girl out of her domestic household, and get her to live a nice life with a decent job, but not you. Jungkook shook his head as he turned her towards him. Jungkook, you are my wife, my family, and as normal this thing is, my dignity never allows to tag our wedding as mere contract wedding. And you're not worth a single contract or any price in this world. I'm going to make sure you know your worth and take every pain away from you. Vine held his score tightly in her fist. How was she not supposed to give her everything to this man? Jungkook, come on, let's make a toast. Jungkook served her with champagne, and the two enjoyed the night, talking about where they wanted to be on honeymoon. She wanted to go somewhere peaceful, a place devoid of humans, and he gave her some weird recommendation of spending their honeymoon in forest or deep down the ocean in a submarine. It was a joke, and it worked when he broke out a cheerful laugh out of her. The two had changed out of their wedding attires and now were laid on the bed facing each other. Is this how being wedded is supposed to feel like? Sharing a room and a bed. It was different, new, and churned butterflies in her stomach. Jungkook, Mom Dad left. You can be comfortable. There won't be anyone around in home except for Martha. She took a mental note to bow down before Martha and serve her forever. Her life finally got on track because she raised Jungkook to be such an amazing person. Jungkook, and you can apply for university. The dates are near, you don't want to miss that. Wine. That's too much all at once, like a dream. It doesn't make sense. Jungkook brushed fingers through her hair. Jungkook, it's not a dream, and if it is, I will make sure you never wake up from this. Wine. Cheesy. She muttered under her breath and turned her back towards him. First, to act like his words didn't melt her heart. Second, to hide that stupid blush creeping up her cheeks, turning them red. Jungkook laughed and pulled her back against his chest and held her tightly. She felt so comfortable, like she was finally home, his embrace becoming her new safe place as the two spent the night talking about different things they wanted to do in life. Till they finally drove off to their dreamland, as content as they could be, and ready to spend the rest of their lives with each other.